Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day. And yesterday, the Los Angeles Rams beat the Buffalo Bills 44-42. Great win for the Rams with an upset. Look, I think it's not a huge upset. Like, you look at the two teams' record going into the game, and I think you look at the records, and it might look like a huge upset because it's a 10-2 Buffalo Bills team going up against a 6-6 Rams team. But this Rams team is a completely different football team when they have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp both healthy. And Matthew Stafford has both of his number one or 1A and 1B wide receivers. If it doesn't feel right to call one of those guys wide receiver 2, so I think it's more right to call him 1A, 1B. The Rams as a team this year are 7-6, but when they have both Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they are 5-3, and two of those losses come to two of the best teams in football. I mean, they lost to the Lions one game, and then the other was the other loss was one of them was the Dolphins. They're obviously not one of the best teams in football, but the Eagles was the other. The Eagles, they got blown up by the Eagles at home a couple weeks ago. So like the Eagles are 10-2 now. They lost to them they've only lost the Eagles, the Lions, and the Dolphins with Puka and Cooper Kupp healthy. So they're 5-3 with those two guys healthy, and Matthew Stafford having both of those guys to throw the ball to. So the Bills are playing a completely different team when those two guys are healthy, and this is not a normal 7-6 team. And it's gonna be exciting over these last couple games, 4 games. See if the Rams can make a push to try to get in the playoffs after such a bad start to the year with those two guys injured in Nacua and Kupp. But I'm going to get back to the Rams, start off with them, talking about how good of a team they are when both Puka and Cooper Kupp are healthy. I want to talk about the Bills and Josh Allen. I've said it so many times with Joe Burrow this year, I'm so used to it saying with Joe Burrow, but at the same time, I don't, this might be better than Joe Burrow. I've never seen such a good performance like this, and lose. I mean, like I've seen it with Joe Burrow 2 times against the Ravens this year. There's been a couple other games for him this year where he plays lights out and still lose the game because of the defense. But outside of Joe Burrow, this is the first time I've seen this year, besides Joe Burrow. I mean, I'm sure it's happened. It's just this crazy performance at that level and still lose. It's unfortunate for Josh Allen, but I still think even though they lost this game, it's a tough loss. They didn't lose this game because of Josh Allen. That's obvious. We know why they lost the game. They lost the game because of defense and special teams. Their special teams got blocked for a touchdown, and their defense gave up a total of 37 points. If you're going to take away the special teams touchdown from the block punt, the Rams offense scored a total of 37 points on the Bills defense today. So the defense allowing 37 points and the punt team getting blocked for a touchdown are the reason why the Bills lost, not Josh Allen. He threw almost 350, 3 touchdowns, ran for almost 100 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He's the first player ever in NFL history to have 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. It is crazy. I still think these last 2 games have officially, I think, won Josh Allen the MVP award, and it's well deserved, even though they lost this game. These last 2 games, we've seen before these last 2 games, Josh Allen was having a good season. But these last 2 games, we've seen Josh Allen break some major history. Last week against the 49ers, Josh Allen had was the first player in NFL history to have a passing touchdown in a game with also having a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. So that's nuts. That's one thing. He had 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. Then what happens this week? He becomes the first player ever to have 3 passing touchdowns, or the first quarterback, first player, whatever you want to say, ever to have 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. So I think with the way he's played in these last 2 games, I think it's obvious Josh Allen has won himself the MVP award just because of this. And to me, it reminds me of last year of Lamar Jackson. When Lamar Jackson played San Francisco last year and we saw that performance, Lamar throws for almost 300 passing yards, throws through 2 touchdowns. I think he ran for 40 rushing yards and absolutely carried the Ravens to a road win on Christmas against the 49ers, considered the best team in football at the time, on the road. That game, that performance from Lamar Jackson last year is what won him the MVP. I think the last 2 games for Josh Allen, with what he's played, breaking history the way he has, is what's going to win him this year's MVP award, and he definitely deserves it. But I want to look. Josh Allen was fantastic yesterday, but he was not the winning party. So let's talk about the Rams. We're going to start off with the scoring summary, then we're going to go over some stats. The Rams played a great game. So did the Bills. This is one of the best games I've watched all year. 44-42 is the final score. Kyren Williams scores first 3-yard rushing touchdown for Kyren. It's 7-0. Josh Allen then has a 1-yard touchdown run, 1 of 3 rushing touchdowns for him. Something you did not see often at all, and this is literally the only time it happened, a field goal. Joshua Carty, 22 yards. The only field goal in the day was the shortest field goal you can imagine. So the Rams were inside the 5-yard line on the only field goal. Very, very easily could have been no field goals in this game, and the Rams would have reached 50 point, or no. The Rams would have reached near 50 points if that happened. But 10-7 after the Joshua Carty field goal, only field goal of the day. Then here's where things unfortunately get bad for the Bills, because not even a minute later the Bills have a 3-and-out, and that is where the block punt comes. Hunter Long, 22-yard return of the block punt. It's 17-7. But Josh Allen and the Bills with a quick score, screen pass to Ty Johnson, 41 yards, and it's 17-14. But Puka Nacua, on the Bills side, they had Josh Allen. He had the monster day. Here was the guy for the Rams who was absolutely spectacular. Puka Nacua with his first touchdown, 4-yard touchdown run. It's 24-14, and that's when you had 24 first-half points for the Rams. Great performance for the Rams in the first half. Last week, the Rams had 21 points to end their game. So, yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. 21 points last week against the Saints. This week, 24 against the Bills in the first half. Then Kyren Williams opens up the second half with a 7-yard touchdown run. It's 31-14. Second touchdown for Kyren Williams. Josh Allen with a 51-yard touchdown pass to Khalil Shakir. And it's 31-21. It's just going back and forth at this point. Then Matthew Stafford is a 17-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp to end the third quarter. It's 38-21. Josh Allen then has a 1-yard touchdown run, his second out of 3, and it's then 38-28. Then Josh Allen with his third and final touchdown pass of the day to Mack Hollins, unbelievable touchdown catch, touchdown reception by Mack Hollins, and it's a 21-yard catch to make it a 3-point game. But then here's where things continue to get more interesting. Puka Nacua, 19-yard touchdown reception. Matthew Stafford with the touchdown pass. That's his second touchdown pass. And this is now at the point where you don't need the extra point. Joshua Carty misses the extra point. Now the Bills, if you get 2 scores, you get a touchdown and a field goal, it doesn't send the game to overtime. It wins you the game, which is huge. Josh Allen scores a 1-yard touchdown run with a minute left. His third rushing touchdown. It's 44-42. Then you get to the point where you have to get the onside kick. They don't get it. They did have 2 timeouts, though, which was in their favor. They technically did get the ball back. Rams punted with 7 seconds left, but time ran out. Ball, went into the end zone for a touchback, but there was all zeros left on the clock. Bills did not get a chance. Although, even if they did get a chance, there would have not been a great chance. Like, Josh Allen has to throw a 70-yard Hail Mary. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on I'm going to go over some stats real quick, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Josh Allen, 22 for 37, 342 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, 23 for 30, 320 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Josh Allen led the Bills in both passing and rushing yards. 10 carries, 82 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Like I mentioned, Kyren Williams, 29 carries, 87 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Khalil Shakir, 5 receptions, 106 receiving yards, and a touchdown. Puka Nacua, 12 receptions for 162 receiving yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp was phenomenal as well. It's not talked about as much because of Puka Nacua's day. 5 receptions, 92 receiving yards, and a touchdown. Even with the day Nacua and Cooper Kupp had, you kind of skip over what Tutu Atwell did in this game. 3 receptions, 45 receiving yards, and then outside of that, there wasn't much of anything else in the receiving end. Blake Corum had one of his best games of the year, 8 carries, 34 rushing yards. And Puka Nacua was most involved in the run game he's been, I think, all year. 5 carries, 16 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, he might have more rushing yards in a game this season, but 5 carries is pretty high for Puka. And then James Cook was not very involved. 6 carries, 20 rushing yards. When you got Josh Allen running the ball 10 times for 82 yards, James Cook's not going to be much involved. He did have 9 receiving yards, though. Outside of Khalil Shakir, Amari Cooper, one of his best games of the year with the Bills, 6 receptions, 95 receiving yards. Mac Hollins, 457 and a touchdown. Ty Johnson, 255 and a touchdown. That was really it. No interception this game. No interceptions for Allen or Stafford. And, not going to have a lot of turnovers when both teams are over 40 points. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.